The main events continue to focus on the situation in Ukraine, where fighting is ongoing. This is accompanied by the tighter Western sanctions against the Russian Federation and the Republic of Belarus, as well as continuous financial inflows and the supply of offensive weapons to Kiev from the US, European countries, and their allies. There has been a sharp increase of serious incidents at nuclear power plants, fraught with catastrophic consequences for vast territories, including those outside the war zone. Challenges to international stability continue to intensify, such as the rapidly expanding use of artificial intelligence for military purposes, mass production, and the absence of clear regulation for applying lethal autonomous weapon systems capable of hitting targets on land, in the air, on water, and underwater without human involvement, active use of the internet to destabilize internal political stability, damage to economic, military, and other defense interests of other countries, and increased military space activity. In these challenging circumstances, CSTO provides measures to maintain stability in the Eurasian space, aiming at ensuring the security of state organizations. Afghanistan remains a serious security threat for CSTO member states in the long term. This country still has a long way to go to achieve political stability and prosperity. Its security, successful state building, and progressive socio-economic development align with the interests of all its neighbors, including CSTO members, oriented towards productive international cooperation. Considering these factors, fulfilling the intergovernmental program approved in November 2024 by our country's leaders to strengthen the Tajik-Afghan border remains a fundamental task for the CSTO.
The new geopolitical order is emerging in place of the bipolar global system. The BRICS, SCO, and CIS summits, negotiations in Beijing, and the celebration of the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War and the end of World War II have become vivid confirmations of forming a new type of state interaction, based on the strengthening multipolar world order.
Special attention is paid to countering radical ideology, including religious one. Productive interaction is being promoted at the level of special services, including the elimination of destructive associations, the suppression of recruiters and cells of international terrorist organizations. The issues of extremism remain common to all our countries, and their severity does not diminish. I propose in this regard not only to exchange operational information but also to take joint preventive measures, including those oriented towards the future. The situation remains complicated. Western countries continue to actively support the Kiev regime, despite the fact that it repeatedly confirms its terrorist nature. The militarization of Europe is intensively underway, military expenditures are growing, and exercises increasingly work on offensive actions against opponents from the East. In attempts to strengthen their influence in the post-Soviet space, Western countries are ready to do this almost by all means. With their direct assistance, presidential and parliamentary elections in Moldova were falsified. Significant shifts have occurred in the Afghan direction. As you know, Russia recognized the government of Afghanistan and continued to provide humanitarian assistance to the country's population. Today, more than ever, the integration of Afghanistan into regional economic systems is in demand. At the same time, the threat of militants from terrorist and extremist structures penetrating our countries through Afghanistan remains. Joint work and fight against drug trafficking is also necessary. The end of history has not come. On the contrary, a new stage of historical development has begun, the period of a multipolar world. However, Western states are not ready to accept this. They build their policy within the colonial system that has lived its time. A wide range of means and methods was employed for this. Illegal unilateral restrictive measures, interference in political and electoral processes, ideological diversions, incitement of discord, including national and religious. An efficient alternative to this is a multipolar world of integration, based on the principles of sovereign equality, indivisible security, and respect for national interests.